when she started kissing on my neck, I'm like, what are you doing, Lisa? Like, because in my mind, it's like, yo, it's a lot of things that's getting turned on, right? So she like, wait, hold on. So she like kind of pushed me or like navigated me a little bit towards the wall. And I was about my light switch, right? And so she turns around and she get the like, throw it at what like I'm talking about. And then she get the rotating. I'm like, she like, And so she grabbed my hand so I could hold her hips. She like, yeah. So I'm like, Lisa, no, this is not a part of the script, right? I'm like, this is not the part of the play. She like, I know. So she's still going. So I'm like, so I just move. I stop her. I'm like, no. I'm like, we gotta stop. She like, we don't have to. I'm like, we supposed to be rehearsing. So she like, okay, so you comfortable now? First off, how that supposed to make me feel comfortable? You up there twirling and flipping that thing on my junk. Like, how did that supposed to make me feel remotely comfortable? But I'm like, I'm trying to play it cool. I'm like, yeah. She like, okay, so we're going to start before the kissing scene. So I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to get my thoughts together. My mind is somewhere else. It's in the gutter. My mind was in the gutter. So I was saying on the side of my brain, like, bro, just get in it. Just dive in and just tap it. Add another one to your notch. Like, I wanted to do it so bad. But something in my soul was like, no, don't do it. Because the time was ticking and the time was kind of going fast. So I'm still paying attention to my clock. Like, I know that we were just going to legit spend an hour. So she like, you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. So she say her part. I say my part. And we go in again for the kiss. But the kiss didn't seem like we was practicing for a kiss. This kiss seemed like we needed to get some of both our chests and ASAP. So I'm like, we kissing. I didn't even stop her. So we still kiss. I'm like, wait. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I got the kiss down. Yeah. She like, no, you don't. So she started kissing. She like, move. So she grabbed my face and just boom, like lifted up. And so she was sucking on my neck. She like, stay right there. And so I just end up, I don't know why my arms did it, but my arms just went around her waist and just brought her close to me. And she was just like sucking on my neck. I'm like, oh, I like that. I like that. So I'm telling her I like that, right? So she like, And so I'm like, wait. Now my complexion, I guess that's what tell her, because I did not know that I had a red spot until after the fact I made her stop and I told her like, wait, I got to go to the bathroom. I told her straight up, like, I got to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I didn't have to use the bathroom. I just went in there, shut the door, and I was looking in the mirror like, get a grip. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4 potato, because it was a lot. Everything was working up on its own. Okay, so I just happened to glance, like, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, oh. And I glanced, but I could still see myself. And when I looked, I had a hickey right here. It was a nice size. It was a nice size. So I'm like, wait, what is that? Right? Like, what is that? Like, no. She marking me up. So, and then it had like that mark, like it was like a O, but then it come down like a line. So it was like, you could tell I was trying to push her and she was still sucking. So I'm like, oh my God, like, I got to get this off. So I'm in there, soap and water, trying to scrub it. I'm like, oh my God, it's not going on. I'm like, Band-Aid. So I go in the medicine cabinet, grab a Band-Aid, spank a Band-Aid up under there, but I can still see that the hickey is still hanging out of the Band-Aid. It was still kind of peekaboo. And I'm like, okay, wait, I got to think of something else. So we had like, like those golf balls. We had those. So I took a golf ball, a couple of them, and I just like kind of like placed it right there and then put another fresh Band-Aid over it. So it covered it up perfectly. So as soon as I make it in the room, she like, took you long enough? I'm like, yeah. She like, why you got that Band-Aid and stuff on you? What happened? I'm like, you suck my neck. She like, I didn't even suck that hard. I'm like, it's easy for me to mark up. She like, I don't want to get you in trouble. I'm like, I'm not going to get in trouble. If my mama say something, I'm going to just tell her I'll scratch myself or something. She like, I'm sorry. She like, you could put a spoon on it. First off, I'm not putting a spoon Or she talk about it got to be a cold spoon. I'm not putting that on my neck, Willis. I'm going to just say that something happened. I scratched myself. Something happened. And I had to put a Band-Aid. So she like, you want to practice one more time on a kiss? I'm like, no. I'm like, my mom will be back soon. I'm like, I think you should leave. She like, okay. She like, and we have rehearsal tomorrow, so please be there in the auditorium room. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on time. She like, I'm going to make sure I'm going to come to your locker. I'm like, all right, cool. She like, okay. She like, can I get a hug? I'm like, yeah. So I give her a hug. Now I'm hugging her, right? I'm hugging her tight. She like, but she smelled so good. She smelled so good. I'm like, so boom, I let her go. I open the door. I look, right? Make sure Boo Man not coming out because he's like the top notch, the top tier of snitching. So I got to make sure that he ain't going to snitch on me. He cannot see it because he going to tell it all, right? He going to sing like a hummingbird and I'm not going. I'm not going. So I look. I'm nervous. My heart. I just got to get her out. So boom, we get in the hallway. I tell her to get in front of me. So if Boo Man do come out, he just going to see me. So she gets in front of me walking. We get halfway like towards where the stairs was at. And I can hear the keys. I can hear everything jiggling. So I'm like, oh my God, come on. So we go back in my room. And as we go in the room and I shut my door, you hear front door now opening. But you hear people talking. I didn't hear my mama's voice. So I'm like, front door now opening. Like, hold on. Bet I know it. Because people was quick. Like when we go on vacations and stuff. Or we wasn't like, just in town. People will come and try to break in our place. So I'm like, hold on. Because I know my mama was gone. I still had time. But I'm hearing people mouth, so I don't hear my mama mouth. Normally when she come in, she makes a loud intro. Okay? So I'm going to tell her, like, stay in the room. Like, get behind the door. Right? I tell her to get behind the door. As I'm coming out, my mama coming upstairs, she like, oh my God. She like, they want to come here for the after party. At first I was like, no, but they talking about they got a little funds. And they want to pay for the drinks and this and that. So we got a couple of people coming over. All I want you to do is just still watch Marky. I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay. She like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. She like, I got to use the bathroom. I don't want to be bothered right now. So she got the door open while she using the bathroom. Mind you, I got Lisa in my room. Had her behind the door. So I opened up my room door. So she like, did you wash your posterior? Because you know what? You need to be showering before you go to bed. Shower in the morning so you can get ready to go up there to school. Don't be looking for Marky because Marky is not going to be there for weeks. So she's like kind of telling the tea. And Lisa is right there. My mama is asking me, did I wash my crotch? Did I wash my posterior? Like, this it was kind of embarrassing at the moment. She like, what Boo Man have for a snack? So I'm telling her like what he have for a snack and stuff like that. So she was like, look, just give me a couple of hours. I'm going to take their little funds and then I'm kicking them right on out because they think they just going to come here and suck up my liquor. So my mama, boom, she walks away, but she goes in her room. Now I goes in my room and I shut the door. She like, how I'm going to get out? I'm like, don't worry. Like, this is the best plan ever. She's here. I'm going to sneak you out the back. It's people here. It's going to be easy. I ain't got to worry about her hearing back door now opening. So as I'm talking to her, she like, oh my God, I'm scared. I'm getting nervous. I got to pee. I'm like, I got you. Just hold on. She like, so what we waiting for? I'm like, I just want to hear her walk past my door once I hit. But as we talking, you hear, Roshan, do. So I'm like, I tell her, like, I didn't even tell her to go in the closet. I tell her, like, go behind the door, right? I open the door. My mom legit walked in my room. So I patted. When she walked in my room, I pushed the door like I pushed it and then I started leaning on it. And so she like, I just want to tell you I love you. I'm like, I love you too. She like, I don't want to punish you. I don't know what's going on at the school. I don't know how it is to be a teenager nowadays, but I have been a teenager before. And I know it was just some stuff I wasn't going for. And if I didn't like something, I was going to make it happen. Don't be letting people bully you, putting their hands on you because they jealous. Look how blessed you are. Look around. So I'm just letting her talk, but in my mind, all I can think about is Lisa's here this whole conversation. She like, I want you to have your phone. I told you to have a deposit in there at 9 and you don't. But I'm going to let it slide. You can keep the phone. Roshan, all I'm asking you is, go to that school, get good grades. Don't get your brother in trouble. He's going to, listen, he got a good head on his shoulder. Yes, you're doing good, but he's been doing awesome. So, that was kind of like, all right, because you got to be ready. You got to be prepared, because a Leo, they will give you a compliment, but do they really mean it? You know what I'm saying? Like, do they really mean it? And that's something that my mom taught me, right? So she would tell me like, oh, you're smart. Like when it was a time that I'm down, she'd be like, you're smart, you're this. But she'll make sure to put somebody else, like if it's Boo Man or Marky, be like, but like, they're better. Like, yeah, you're good, but they're better. You know what I'm saying? So it was always for me, that was a hurtful thing, and I was listening. And then I was also embarrassed because I had listened to that. So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Mom, I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to do. She said, okay. Because when that report card start creeping up and them progress reports, I'm going to want to see it all. I don't want to hear nothing about no demote, nothing. I don't want to hear about they ain't give you no credit. They don't like you because you got every ample amount of time to say something. I'm like, I understand. She like, I love you. You're my child. I'm like, I love you too. She like, okay, keep an eye on Boo Man. Let me go out here and make sure they ain't sucking down my liquor. She walks out. As soon as she walks out, I shut the door. I'm like, whew. She like, I gotta get up out of here. I'm like, wait. Give us some time. She like, no. I'm like, wait. Just give us some time. She like, how much time? I'm like, just let her get out there. So boom. I go in my mom's room and I look on the camera set. My mom and everybody is inside the bar. They're there. Everybody is in there. I look for my mom and I look for my dad. I don't really too much care about anybody seeing anything. I just care about those two. So she like, yo, mom don't play. She like, so she's talking about the whole Lamont thing or what, the Roosevelt thing? I'm like, my mom always be on my case. I'm like, she's talking about the fight. She like, so your brother got in trouble? I'm like, yeah, he got suspended for a week. She like, oh my God. And we got big tests coming up. We're talking or whatever. But I'm like, he's so smart. Like, he gonna come back and just bing, bow. He's gonna be good. So, boom. I'm like, come on. I'm finna sneak you out. We goes downstairs. Marky's coming up. He like, now, brother, she's here. She's gonna definitely get caught. I'm like, no, because I'm gonna need you. He like, for what? I'm like, I'm gonna need you to go out in the back. He like, I'm not going back there. I'm already in trouble. I'm like, go in the back and just stall. Just talk to mom. He like, okay, talk to mom. Go back there where all the grown people at. Talk to mom. And what I supposed to say, Rody Dody? I'm like, I don't know. Think of something. You're the genius. She said you're smart. Just think of something. I'm like, I always have your back. I'm like, I need you. He like, you ain't have my back when I had an old girl. And I'm like, bro, I gave you my phone. Mama total the phone I gave you. I'm like, and I always had your back. I'm like, please, I just need you. He like, I just recently had your back. I'm like, look, it's no time to argue. Go back there and stall for me. He like, you ain't got to spit and yell. I'm like, please. So he goes, boom, back door now opening. As I see him walking, I'm already getting her out, right? I'm already getting her out. Boom, she gets out on the side. I tie the rope up and I lock it back. By that time, I see Marky already like, because he was like in the doorway of where the bar was at. So he was talking, but still like looking out, looking at me. So when he see that I was done with the mission, he fled the scene and came back in there. I'm like, what you ask her? He like, no, I asked her if I could go in her room and watch TV. I'm like, what she say? Surprisingly, she's telling me, yeah. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I appreciate that. He like, hey, I need to talk to you though. I'm like, what's up? He like, if you need me tomorrow, I'm like, no. I'm like, mom is already on my case. I'm like, she think I can't handle myself. I'm like, I get it. He like, I would sneak up there. I'm like, how you gonna manage to get out the house? Once mom dropped Caleb off, I'm quite sure she always in the house. So Marky like, I'm gonna just tell her that, I could go to detention and just do all my work there. I'm like, and you think she gonna go? He like, yeah, she'll believe it. I just gotta make it believable. I'm like, no, because if anything decide to pop off, I'm gonna be in trouble. So boom, we end up going our separate ways. Now I'm in my room. I'm chewing on my phone. I see that I got like this funny looking number that popped up. So I was the type that anytime a weird number would hit me up, I would call them back. So I'll call back. I'm like, who is this? You hear, hey? I'm like, who you looking for? She like, that's how you pick up your phone? I'm like, who is this? And so you hear, it's Kiki. I'm like, what's up? I'm like, let me guess, Miss Shirley need me. She like, no, I just wanted to let you know Miss Shirley sick. I'm like, sick like in cold sick? She like, no, like hospital sick. I'm like, oh, wow. She like, you think you can come up here tomorrow? I'm like, she gonna be there tomorrow? She like, no, we all pitching in for balloons and stuff like that and send fruit. Her husband gonna take it. I'm like, you know, I got skewed. She like, well, right after, I could just tell the husband, like, just to make sure he take it. I'm like, oh, I got rehearsal after school. She like, okay, what time your rehearsal in? I'm like, I'm really not for sure. I'm like, wait, but what happened? She like, can you just make it up to the store? Just let me know. Just keep me, you know what I'm saying? She like, just keep me in the loop. All right, boom. I hang up from her. She ain't try to flirt with me, nothing. Hang up from her. So now I'm laying down, right? I'm trying to like get some sleep. Time is ticking. My mom is still out there. But I hear my fan go off again. My fan is popping. I pick it up. It's Nikki, right? Nikki like, hey, I'm like, oh, you gonna have to get off my fam. She like, wow. I'm like, yo, sister, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling. She like, I got something for you. I'm like, this late? She like, yeah. She like, come on the side of your house. I'm like, well, you know I'm not gonna be able to come over there. She like, no, just come outside your door. I'm like, okay. So I go outside my door, but I still got her on the phone. She like, where you at? The sensor light pop on, pop. I'm like, I'm right here. She like, you see my hand? I'm like, yeah, I see it. She like, okay, get ready to catch. She threw a Subway sandwich. She threw a Subway sandwich over, right? She like, I left you half. Right? I'm like, oh, thank you. She like, it's all the stuff you like. I wasn't hungry, so I wrapped it up, put it downstairs in the refrigerator. Go back in my room. I'm relaxing, right? Nikki come through my phone again. So I'm like, hello? She like, I miss you so much. I'm like, you miss me? All I hear is beep, beep. It's Lisa. So I'm like, so I'm like, hey, let me call you back real quick. She like, you better call. I'm like, I'm gonna call you. She like, you better. So I hang up, I click over. Hello? Lisa like, I'm at the crib. I'm like, oh, it took you a long time. She like, oh, I stopped and we got something to eat. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, so what was up with that kiss? She was like, that's what I was calling to ask you. I'm like, you know Chazetta gonna be mad. She like, for what? She like, y'all go together? I'm like, no, she don't like me. She like, I just think you cute. I'm like, oh, okay, so she telling me on the phone she think I'm cute. So I'm trying to see like what's she about to say. So she like, I really like you. I'm like, when you started liking me? She like, some days ago. I'm like, some days ago. She like, yeah, when I saw you, I thought you was cute anyway. But I didn't know what was going on with like you and Greg. And then, you know, Chazetta was bringing you up. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, your friend gonna be mad, but your friend don't like me though. She don't like me. So, you know, I'm like just trying to go with the flow. So she like, you want to come to my house later? I'm like, we got rehearsal though. I'm like, and then plus I gotta go up into this real place. She like, I could go with you and then you could come to my place. My parents want to talk to you. I'm like, for what? For what? She was like, I told them that I'm crushing on you and my mom could tell. So I told her, I'm like, and they both want to talk to me. She like, yeah, but if you can't do it tomorrow, we could do it. I said, maybe, we probably could do it tomorrow, right? I'm saying, like, we probably could do it tomorrow. I kid you not. Once we hung up, this girl called me back.